You're listening to the Ballroom Network. The following program is intended for all audiences. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Goon Podcast with your hosts, Joe Mandel, the Goon, John Santucci, the Tooch, and the man with the plan, Adam Shaw. We're bringing you the fantasy football knowledge that you need every single week.
Derrick Henry still going. He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable.
Flush that again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown. Only Mahomes turns what might have been a 15-yard sack into a 27-yard touchdown.
Saquon Barkley across midfield, down the sideline, stayed in bounds, and Barkley takes it all the way. 68 yards for his first NFL touchdown. McCaffrey right up the middle, and he is gone for the touchdown. 58 yards. As is to Thomas. He's gone. Touchdown Saints.
Okay, it's time for the easiest part of any coach's job, the cut. Now, while I wasn't able to cut everyone I wanted to, I have cut a lot of you. Steven, I like your hustle. That's why it was so hard to cut you. Congratulations, the rest of you made the team. Except you, and you.
God bless fantasy football. There are many things a man can do with his time. And this, better than those things.
All right, Fantasy Football Goon on the Ballroom Network. You got Tooch, got Adam Shaw, Papa Bear with us. Let me just get
Good morning, Tooch.
myself in the picture. Good morning. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. Been a busy morning. Ready for some football today. It's kind of looks like a disaster week for fantasy for myself personally, but I'm kind of ready to get through this one.
Both you're. I'm in two leagues with you, and you're like first place in both leagues. So
yeah, but I'm
good
kind
chance
of
of winning.
I'm expecting losses on both of them this week, but I think I'm safe
Just have
enough
to get
right
into
now.
the playoffs. Both your teams are really strong. Guillotine, you're still alive, right?
Yeah. Here's my question on that one. Here, I was going to ask you. I'm stuck right now. Deebo Samuel, Jonathan Taylor, or Malik Neighbors. Which one do I play? Two of those have to hit my bench.
My initial lean is Malik Neighbors, but I also like Deebo. And Brandon Allen's a good player, man. You know, you don't like Brandon Allen, huh?
Well, I just don't know. I mean, Debo's been bad for a couple of weeks now. He hasn't done anything, even when Purdy was playing. And now you get the backup quarterback in there. And then Malik Neighbors has been growing injuries, plus Tommy DeVito playing.
Too.
What's that?
Yep. Jonathan, you got backup quarterback with the Giants, too.
Yeah, DeVito, plus he's been kind of banged up with a growing, they say. And then Jonathan Taylor's got a bad matchup versus Detroit.
I think, man, I'm
kind of losing you.
I frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen up.
Hold on a second. Oh, boy. All right, hold on.
Pop out and come back in real quick. Anyways, I'll keep it going for a minute here. I'll go through some of the inactives we got going right now, guys. Looks like ruled out right now. We got Isaiah Pacheco is going to be out for the Chiefs one more week. Looks like he's going to be back on Friday after Thanksgiving versus the Raiders. Tajay Spears is out. There you are. Tooch is back.
So weird. I was like, you might as well just stick with Jonathan Taylor then, the big name,
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to take his touches right now. I've got him in the lineup, and I'm going to take the touches and hope he gets a goal line touchdown or something maybe. And
I think you have. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
You got too many quarterback questions with the two receivers.
Yeah, the other two just have too many risks associated with them. I'm going to take the safer play right now because the good news is everybody kind of had a dud on Thursday night. Like, I had Njoku only get 4 points, and I think Joe
Yep.
had Tillman get 2
Najee
points.
7
or
points. Yeah.
Najee got 7. Yeah. So kind of few people got hurt on Thursday. So it still levels out.
Yeah. I mean, that was a game I would have stayed away from as far as fantasy. About the only, I mean, I played, my usual like Thursday night prop parlay, with like $10 prop parlay just to see if I could win a hundo.
Me too.
It's like Najee Harris, I really thought had a good matchup. He didn't do anything. The Browns played the run really well, and the weather was terrible.
Yeah,
it was if you don't like taking unders because the over is always with overtime or whatever, they got an extra carry here or there or whatever. And I usually don't like taking unders, but when I did win last weekend, I had some unders.
Really,
I had a nice one. Was I think was it DeAndre Swift under maybe last week or no? I don't remember what I took under.
It's hard to pick those unders when you're doing it too. It's hard. You always want to look for all the overs, and
exactly.
That's mine. The Thursday thing. The only one I had 2 parlays, like you said. And what I missed on both of them was Njoku 44 yards. I went for. I said he'd get over, and of course, he got like 10 yards or something.
We got some questions.
The easiest touchdown of his life.
Tua or Geno? I mean, Tua's.
I'm playing Tua on my guillotine team today.
Tua's historically been really good against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Geno, this is what you're weighing. Look, I really like Tua today. I think against the New England plays a ton of man, and you got guys like Waddle and Hill who can beat man. Tyreek Hill is awesome against man defense. But no one can keep up with him in the NFL. So I think this is it's a spot where Tyreek Hill could have a big game. So I'm going to say Tua today, but Geno throws the ball more than anybody in the NFL.
That's true. I'm going to take Tua, though. Like I said, I'm playing Tua on that guillotine team. He's my quarterback right now. I'm rolling with last week and this week. And I've got Josh Allen this week on guillotine. I was able to buy him.
Nice.
For $60.
Damn.
Yeah. I was like, and that's nobody else even bid on him. I could have had him for $2. Nobody else even bid.
Unreal. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess because he was on bye week. I don't know. So I was like, I'll take him, and I'm going to play Tua this week. So I would take Tua over Geno Smith, but I think they're both pretty decent options.
This is an interesting question. Chuba Hubbard has a tough matchup against the Chiefs, but I like his over rushing prop. And then Josh Downs has taken over, kind of one receiver, because he's in the slot. He gets a ton of looks. And he's like, it's hard to run on the Lions, so I think they'll have to throw, but Richardson sucks. I'm kind of leaning Hubbard
on Downs on this one.
You're on Downs? Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Chuba's actually a sit for me today.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a rough day for I think the Chiefs defense is going to swallow up the Panthers today.
I love the Chiefs, man. I've got a money line parlay Chiefs and Texans they just have to win.
I know. Did you see earlier one of the leagues they got dropped in and I picked them up?
The Chiefs defense? Crazy.
Somebody dropped them in Goon League, I think, or something. And I picked them up. I was like,
it's like the best matchup today.
You dropped them versus the Panthers this week?
It's by Mageddon.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's been some costly drops this week in leagues because of all these buys. Because the buys, it's not just that there's a number of them, but they're good teams. The Bengals, the Bills, it's like star players.
I think this is kind of a draw here, but I'll lean Jennings. Just Odunze is good though. You could throw on the Vikings.
I would be 110% Jennings if it was Purdy. I think it's a little more 50-50, like you say right now with the backup. Because I think Odunze is on the incline right now.
Yeah, so do I.
I think I'd stick with Jennings, though. Jennings is a really key part of that offense.
Yeah, and I think the Bears-Vikings is I like the under in that game. I don't think it'll be a lot of points. If Odunze is going to get you to the 15 points, he's going to be in receptions. He'll need 5.
Yeah, I'm playing the Bears defense one last time this week for the season, probably, because the rest of the schedule is brutal. But I think versus Darnold, the Bears defense can get a turnover too.
I wish I had the Lions defense for Thursday.
Oh yeah.
But all right, I got another question. We're going to get to our picks. We're just getting all questions here. Good morning, Bryce. Start 2 running back flex, others or other. Dobbins, Rashad, Javonte, Goat. I love Javonte Williams today. I think he's got a great matchup against the Raiders. He's one of my starts. Dobbins has a tough matchup against the Ravens, so I'm going to lean Rashad and Javonte. Goddard is kind of tempting, though. It's like
I like Goddard a lot this week. Yeah, that's where I'm going with him as one for sure, because whenever Devontae Smith's out, Goddard almost always has a good game.
Yeah.
Goddard and Devontae Smith are very dependent on each other. Everybody, that's something everyone in fantasy should take note of. When one of them is out, the other one always excels. And when they're both out there, they definitely eat into each other's targets and points.
Yep.
So Goddard's definitely one for me. And then I kind of like Rachaad White. Rachaad White and Bucky Irving have both been getting like 15 points in PPR leagues every week together.
Yep.
They're just a really good backfield, and they're depending on them more without Chris Godwin. So I kind of like Rachaad White and Goddard, I think.
All right. I'm also kind of like I have Javonte Williams anytime touchdown today too, so I like him. Dobbins has the toughest matchup. I like Dobbins. I mean, he pretty surprised, but
that's going to be a good game, man. That Chargers Ravens game on Monday night is going to be good.
Yep, I think I'm going to go with Javonte and Goddard. I don't know. It's just a feel. I'll get into some picks here. Adams quarterback starts. I probably have some of the same here.
Excuse me. I love Justin Herbert on that Monday night game versus Baltimore. The way to beat Baltimore is through the air. Justin Herbert's been absolutely on fire for like a month.
280 now. Passing yards a game he's averaging.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown an interception in 8 weeks. I heard this morning. It's been 8 games since he threw his last interception. Yep. And he's getting everybody involved.
As a free agent too. I picked him up on the wire.
I did too. I'm playing him today off the waiver wire.
Yeah, I am too.
One of my teams where I had Joe Burrow. He's my fill-in this week, and I couldn't be happier. Baltimore's like the 30th ranked pass defense. So,
love it.
Look for them to throw a lot in that game. And then I love Kyler Murray versus Seattle. You talked about how much Geno throws. I'm hoping that game could go back and forth a little bit. And Kyler looked great last week, finally throwing the ball and everything. I'm hoping they can build on that, keep that moving. And then I'll take Baker again today, back with Mike Evans back on the field. He's got Evans, K-Dot, and both those running backs who are both good pass catchers. You got the Giants defense. They do have Thibodeau back today, but I think that just means Baker might get it out a little quicker to those running backs. So I like Baker Mayfield back with some weapons today.
Hasn't he been great this year?
Oh, man. I mean, he was like the number 3 quarterback until those receivers both went down, and then he still hung pretty tough there as a top 10 player.
Yep.
I'm so happy for him too, man. He was from Oklahoma here and everything, and so I've seen a lot of him, and he's always sometimes he rubs people the wrong way every once in a while, but man, he's just such a go-getter type of teammate. He's just always firing everybody up. He's always positive.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he just has a great attitude, and he wants to win.
You catch some of the Sooners and Crimson Tide game yesterday?
Yeah, I was keeping up with it last night. Yeah, that was unbelievable, man. I couldn't believe how bad OU beat them.
I know. Crazy.
It was crazy. That was there.
Crazy.
I don't know if you saw that one call was nuts, though. That touchdown they pulled off of Alabama.
Yep.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yep. Look, the first guy I got, Bo Nix, man. I had him last week too. Put up 40 fantasy points. He's been fantastic,
great
man.
Matchup.
He's got a great matchup today, man. I tried to pick him up. He's gone on waivers. For the last 4 weeks, he's been scoring out. He's been like Baker Mayfield at the beginning of the season. And then I got Justin Herbert also. I think it's a great matchup. And even though he's injured, man, I love Jaden Daniels today versus the Cowboys defense is so bad. It might be the worst defense in the NFL, Adam.
Oh, I think so.
I know you got a lot of Cowboys fans around you in Tulsa. It's what, Chiefs and Cowboys over there?
That's all it is around here.
Yeah, Des Moines are like Chiefs and Vikings. So, I think Jaden Daniels puts up some numbers. Also love Brian Robinson today. Let's see if we got
I like that.
Question. Got a little question here. Why don't you talk about? I know you got one of these guys in your sleepers today. I have Kraft as a sit today.
Yeah, Kraft's been down for a while. I mean, he hasn't had a good game in a month or so, it feels like. Theo Johnson's actually a pretty good sleeper there for the Giants. The only thing I would hesitant about that is that the quarterback changed today. So, but
You're a big
Schoonmaker,
fan
man,
of
he's a guy for me.
Schoonmaker. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Andrews and Schoonmaker today. Well, Andrews is on Monday night, but Schoonmaker, man, had 10 targets last week when Ferguson went down. I know Cooper Rush ended up throwing it like 55 times in that game, which he's not always going to do, but still yet, he was the guy he was going to as soon as Ferguson went down. It was Schoonmaker over. I think he had 8 catches.
Before that, Ferguson was getting a lot of targets before Schoonmaker.
Yeah. And a lot of people are like, well, who's Schoonmaker? Well, he was a second-round draft pick last year. Like, I mean, they invested a lot in him, so they obviously thought he was a good player. So he's not just a third or fourth string guy that's filling in right now. He's a player they hope to see something out of. So I think they're going to use him a lot and try to see what they've got going into next season.
I'm going Schoonmaker here, right? Or are we?
What's that?
Tampa Bay is pretty bad against the tight end, though.
Yeah.
So, is Theo Johnson getting most of the play there over there? I haven't really followed him.
I'm
generally out on the Giants, anything Giants offense.
Right. No, I think he's been getting like 5 or 6 targets each week.
Okay. Because Tampa Bay is terrible against the tight end. They're 5th worst, bottom 5.
Yeah, they're bad against passing altogether, really.
For me, I think it's Schoonmaker, though, today in this list out of 4.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm just picking one, I'd probably stick with Andrews on Monday night because I think that game is going to be exciting. And Andrews has really been consistent, actually.
Two good defenses, though, you know?
Yeah, it's true. But I don't know. I feel like there's going to be points in that game. I feel like even against the Chargers do give up the least points per game in the league, though. I mean, it is tough. Yep. If it's PPR, Schoonmaker might be the best play.
Okay, here, he's got Lamar, too, so I would stack him then.
Oh, yeah. If you got Lamar, I'd definitely go on Lamar and Andrews.
Yep.
I like it.
All right. So let's get to Adam's running back starts here.
We got
some of the same. Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, versus New England. You talked about New England already and their pass defense. Well, their run defense is probably worse than their pass defense. So Devon Achane, I think, can run wild today.
Unless they're playing the Bears.
Yeah, I take the over on Achane rushing yards today. I think he gets a touchdown. Same with these other two guys. James Conner and Brian Robinson both have just terrific matchups. James Conner against Seattle. He has owned Seattle in the past. They gets obviously the majority of the touches in that offense. He almost always gets a touchdown. I love him in that game.
Would you recommend picking up Trey Benson as a handcuff?
Yeah, he's one of those handcuffs you really must have. I think
you have to have him, right?
Because he's involved even with Connor, and if Connor were to go down, he would be a huge
He might be a league winner if Connor goes down.
Absolutely, a huge workload he'd have.
Yep.
And Brian Robinson Jr., Dallas is the worst run defense in the league.
Terrible.
Yeah, absolutely horrible. Brian Robinson Jr., again, just like Achane, I'd smash the over on rush yards today. I think it's only around 70 or 75 I saw.
Yep.
I think he gets 100 and a touchdown as well. So I love that matchup. Same reason you like Jaden Daniels versus Dallas. It's just a juicy matchup for the Commanders to get back on track.
Yep. I have your same two. Yeah. Love Achane, love Brian Robinson. I got Josh Jacobs just because the guy's been getting work passing running game. He's got a pretty good defense, pretty good matchup versus the 49ers. They're almost middle of the pack a little bit towards being bad against the run. And I think Green Bay has been calling the game to take pressure off of Jordan Love and give Josh Jacobs, put the game on his back, let him take over. And he played a really good game against the Bears last week. I don't know if you caught that, but I mean, and Josh Jacobs, they were only in the game because of Jacobs. I mean, Jordan Love made some plays, and Christian Watson. I was warned about the explosive plays versus with Christian Watson and the Packers versus the Bears, and Christian Watson, he's so boom or bust, but I think he's a guy I would take a flyer on if he's on your waiver wire, because he down in the playoffs, he could really explode. What do you think? Watson, having him on your bench for the
he's one of those guys like
stretch run.
You're probably either going to get like 2 points or 25. Yeah, you got to really pray when you put him in your lineup and hope it's that good game. But
but if you're facing like the top offense in the playoffs in your league,
Yeah, you're the underdog.
You throw him in there, and you hope.
When you're the underdog, you go for those ceiling points.
Like last week, I threw some guys at my opponent, who was the top offense, put up 200 points. I had Nick Wexbrook.
Yeah, you had a nice week.
Akine, I had Will Disley, a bunch of guys that put up some points on taking flyers on them. So let's see if we.
I was considering playing Will Disley in my flex today instead of Keenan Allen. I'm stuck with a terrible decision either way because Devontae Smith was out and Jalen Warren already played, and I can't use him now.
Yeah, and he
so
had
I
a pretty
Keenan
good game.
Allen. I had Keenan Allen and Will Disley's on the waiver wire, and I was considering picking Disley up and playing him in my.
I'm starting him in one league at tight end, Disley.
I kind of feel like Keenan Allen can have a good game versus Minnesota, though.
I do too. I like Allen today. So here's the deal with tight ends. While you're talking tight ends, and we got to access this question up here. Schoonmaker, Jatavian Sanders. So the Chiefs are terrible against the tight end. I actually have Jatavian in my sleepers list, or actually as a tight end start. Kind of like it. I just don't like. I don't like the Panthers' offense, but I think Jatavian Sanders is a good start. But so Schoonmaker, it's tough.
Sanders is Carolina, right?
Yeah, and
he's a rookie. He's
a rookie. He's more of a wide receiver than tight end. But I think if the Panthers fall behind, you're going to see a lot of Jatavian Sanders, and there's a good chance they fall behind, Adam.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Sanders has. I know he scored. I think he scored a touchdown last week, and he's got a couple. Yep. I like Schoonmaker though. I got to stick with what I said earlier. Schoonmaker's a great play today. I think
so too. You can't go wrong, Axis, with either of those two guys. Marvin Harrison Jr. or Ramondre at flex. This is tough because MHJ's got a great matchup today.
Yeah, I think today's a big game for him. I don't remember if I did pick him. I was going to put him as one of my starts today because I just like the Cardinals today a lot. So
I like Ramondre.
I think I would do that.
The Dolphins' defense has been awfully tough lately.
It's good. Their pass defense is excellent.
So MHJ's got a great matchup.
And Marvin Harrison.
I'm on Marvin Harrison definitely in this one. He's been.
I know Ramondre
really
has been pretty consistent, but
it's tough. I mean, Axis, he's spoiled for choice here. He doesn't. I think whatever choice you make, you're going to do fine. I really like MHJ today, though.
I think Marvin Harrison's can match what Ramondre does today, but has potential for quite a bit more.
Yep, I do too. A Schoonmaker, Sanders, flip a coin. I mean, they're both going to get some nice targets.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got here? DeAndre Swift or Tony Pollard? DeAndre Swift's got a groin injury. I don't know how much I trust him today. Vikings are no joke against the run. They're number one against the run. So for me, my lean is Tony Pollard here. Pollard is playing the Texans, who also have a really good run defense. But
Tajay Spears is out.
Tajay Spears is out, and Pollard isn't injured.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not risking it with Swift and the Bears in the running game versus Minnesota. I actually like Roschon more than I do DeAndre Swift today.
I do too. I think Roschon gets you into the end zone.
I think we're going to keep seeing more of Roschon.
I do too. We talked about Dallas Goedert. You actually have him in your starts.
Yeah, I got Goddard and Andrews in there, and the other guy likes Hunter Henry versus Miami. Yep. Talking Miami's defense is very good. Hunter Henry's kind of the go-to target there for Drake May. He gets like 8 targets every game at minimum, it seems like. Yep. And they look for him in the red zone as well. So I don't think the Patriots are going to score many points in that game, but if they do, I think it might come through Hunter Henry. So I think he's a great streamer if you need him.
Yep, I do too. I've got him as well, Hunter Henry. And I also have Jatavian Sanders versus the Chiefs. I'm going to throw Travis Kelce. I know he lost a lot to Noah Gray. Took a shine last week. I think Travis Kelce comes back this week versus the Panthers. The Panthers are terrible against the tight end.
Kelce's been really good except for that week last week.
Except for last week, he's been pretty good. I think you got to go back to him here. All right, Adams wide receiver starts.
Going back to that, have you seen the Chiefs schedule? I mean, like, it's very easy the rest of the way. Like,
yeah. If they hadn't
lost that game to Buffalo, they've had a good chance at doing it.
And I had Buffalo in that game too. I was like, this is the game. This is the one game the Chiefs lose this year.
Yeah, if they pulled that one off, man, they would have had a really good shot, I think, at finishing that out. But
Yep. Yeah, it could have been
I think it's
17-0.
probably best for them that they did get that loss, and now they can
Yep.
get that out of the way and probably go crazy from here. But
100%. All right.
I like DK Metcalf today back. He's been injured a little bit and banged up.
Big play, DK.
Yeah, versus Arizona. I think, again, I'm hoping that game goes back and forth a little bit. I think DK has a 100-yard game today and gets in the end zone versus Arizona.
I think JSN's a start too with that from the slot. You know, if you want to beat the Cardinals, you want to get those speedy guys in the slot.
And AJ Brown would be my number one receiver on the week if I was ranking them all. The Rams give up the most points to wide receivers in the whole NFL. Devontae Smith is out. AJ Brown should be the main target there today. It's a great matchup for Philly in general. I think AJ Brown, another monster game today. And then we just talked about Marvin Harrison Jr. I think today's one of those breakouts. He's been down. He's kind of been up and down all season. A couple of big spike games, but a lot of bum games. So I think today's a very good one for Marvin Harrison Jr. and gives people some confidence going into their playoffs because Arizona has a great schedule in the fantasy playoffs.
Right on. Yeah, I love Marvin Harrison Jr. today. He's my top start versus the Seahawks. Now we talked about Tyreek Hill versus man coverage. You know, I think this is. You've all been burned. You know, he was drafted in the first round, and he hasn't done anything. He had Tua out for a while, and all this blah blah. Today's the day if you're going to play Tyreek and get some return on him. I think he has a big day. And then this guy, Cortland Sutton, man, look at his numbers the past few weeks, man. He's been
good.
He's been in beast mode, and he's got a great matchup against the Raiders today. I think you got to go. Him and Bo Nix are starting to get that connection, you know.
Yeah.
So I think you could take a chance on Cortland today.
Bo Nix is, Sean Payton. There was coming into it. They said Sean Payton sees Bo Nix as his next Drew Brees, and Cortland Sutton might be that Michael Thomas guy. That there's just the go-to guy on every play. Because Cortland Sutton's got that big body and is able to get position on the defense every play, and
great hands too.
Yeah, you see it coming together for them. That's pretty exciting. Bo Nix is playing really, really well.
Yeah, I know. Anthony, my partner on Weekend Sports Betting Tips, he was not a Bo Nix fan in college. From Auburn to Georgia to Oregon, we just kind of, like Bo Nix is in, we're going to lose. But I mean, he played college for like 7 years.
Yeah, he played forever. He started the most games ever.
Yeah, and that experience is really coming to play here in the NFL because he nothing he hadn't seen in college. He just took a few games to get warmed up in the NFL. He's got the right coach to guide him, and it's starting to pay off for the Broncos. I think they found themselves a good starter for the next few years.
You see a guy like that played 65, 70 games in college compared to Anthony Richardson or Mitch Trubisky, who played 12 and 13 games apiece. It's a huge difference.
Exactly. All right, full PPR, 3 questions from Dylan. All right, different leagues. One flex with upside. For me, I love Akine today. You can't run on the Texans. It's hard to run on them. So I think Levis is going to have to throw, but we got Schoonmaker here, man. It's just getting targets out the ass. Deshaun
Valen today, isn't he?
Yeah. And I'll talk about a big body. Akine is like 6'5", 220, 215, something like that,
Yeah.
What are you thinking there for that first part?
That first part, to me, the safest option there is Schoonmaker. Akine is a good player, but, I mean, he had like a 95-yard touchdown last week is pretty much where all the points came from.
That's where all the points came from.
Yeah, so, like, I'm taking the full PPR. I'm taking Schoonmaker today. I'm going to stick with that.
I think I'll lean with the safe play there, too. Quarterback upside, for me, you can't go wrong with either Baker or Kyler Murray. I think both of them have good games, but the defense is a lot worse in New York.
Yeah.
Mike Evans comes back today.
Baker's just been more consistent at getting you fantasy points, too. Kyler's had too many down games where Connor steals all the touchdowns and stuff. I would take Baker for sure there, I think.
So running back, God, this is tough. I have no idea here, man.
I'm going Akers.
I think I'll go Akers. My initials are either Akers or Mostert, but I don't like. I'll go Akers. Akers probably out of all those guys be getting the most touches.
Mostert's barely gotten on the field the last 2
I know.
weeks. Yeah,
Gus has been
I
stealing
think
a
he's
few.
kind of done.
He's
I'm
been stealing a
taking
few
Akers.
touches. I
Aaron
go
Jones
Akers
hasn't
too.
looked good.
And Aaron Jones is one big hit away from being out of the game.
Yeah, they've been limiting his touches, and he's looked slower, and I think Akers has looked a lot better, actually.
Yep. And then flex, Dobbins, Hopkins, or Dell. For me, it's Hopkins, no question.
I'll take Hopkins.
Yep. All right. Calvo's got a question here. Tracy or Debo? I'm going Tyrone Tracy, bro.
Yeah, I'll take Tracy too.
Yep.
Debo.
All right.
Debo's in the position where he's going to have to give me a good game on my bench before I'm playing him again right now.
I agree. And now you got a new quarterback. I don't know. He might light up, but Brandon Allen, to me, I think he's the guy that's going to look for guys like Kittle and Jennings before he hits Debo.
I hope so. I'm starting both of them against you, I think.
All right. Let me see. Where are we at here? I just did my wide receivers. So we got Adams' defenses.
Oh, man. Give me the Broncos versus the Raiders. Broncos have been top 2 defense the whole season, man. They're just fantastic.
I love that.
Versus the Raiders offense, I'll take that matchup every week. And then the Chiefs versus Carolina. I mean, you're talking about pretty much the best versus the worst right there. Yeah, it's like the best matchup you can ask for. And then the Lions at the Colts, same way. Lions defense has been surging for weeks now. They've gotten some new help in the pass rush. The Colts, Anthony Richardson's just ready to make a mistake as soon as you let him. So, get some pass rush on him. I think Dan Campbell's going to take full advantage of that inexperience there and expose that big time. So those are 3 great matchups.
Richardson for an interception. I got the Texans versus the Titans. I think Will Levis has played better. But Texas defense are at home. They're a good defense. They're very consistent. They had put up 23 points last week. You can always count on Will Levis to throw a pick. Then I got the Broncos versus the Raiders, just like you. And here's one you might grab. Take the Commanders versus the Cowboys today, man. They're at home. They're at home. The Cowboys' offense is trash. I mean, they really only have CeeDee Lamb, maybe Rico Dowdle, but I mean, God, what Cooper Rush is terrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's going to be all the targets, CeeDee Lamb, Schoonmaker, and then, Rico Dowdle out of the backfield. And Commanders, I don't think the Cowboys are going to score 20 points. I'll say that, I mean, I'd be shocked if they did. So.
Yep. All right, let's check out Adam's sleepers. And there's Schoonmaker.
No, there's the guy we talked about all morning, Schoonmaker, of course. Been sitting on most waiver wires. If you need him, pick him up now. And then Quentin Johnston been having a pretty good season here, especially the last month since Herbert's heating up. He's been pretty consistent. He's finally not dropping the ball every week.
We both have 2 of the same sleepers today.
Really?
Yeah, and that's just we don't talk about this before the show, guys.
No, we just pick them.
Yeah, we just pick them.
But Quentin Johnston, man, very good against the Baltimore 30th ranked pass defense. You expect him to be throwing. I think he can get in the end zone on that one. And then I love Bucky Irving versus the Giants. I mentioned earlier Bucky Irving and Rashad White, but I think in this one, I think they might be able to run the ball a little more proficiently. So I think Irving might get more touches than Rashad White here. And Irving's been getting like 3 catches a week minimum, it seems like, as well. So, I mean, he's been getting, like I said, 15 points a week in PPR leagues. So
I dropped a couple leagues just when he was injured. I was like, I needed bench. Couldn't get through the buys. He was sitting on my bench injured.
Yeah, I've got him and Rashad White on, I think it's the Goon League team, and I'm playing Irving this week. I'm going to sit White, but honestly, you could play both of them almost any week.
Yep. I've got Irving as well, and I also have Quentin Johnson today versus the Ravens. Look, the Ravens, you have to throw on them.
Yeah.
You can't run on them. You could try. I have a feeling that the Chargers will be able to run a little bit on the Ravens. But if you want that big target, who's got some speed, they've been throwing deep to him. That's what you're looking for in a sleeper, is that big play. That's why I love guys like Christian Watson or Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
These big play guys, Tyreek Hill. And then I've got Bucky Irving as well versus the Giants today. I think it's a good solid start. And I got Tommy DeVito, man. He usually runs. He'll run in some touchdowns. I think it's.
Does he run? I really don't remember how he played last year when he did.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's by Mageddon. I like. I only have one in one league. I think it's a barroom league. I have Matt Stafford and I'm sticking with him. I looked on the thing. I'm like, he's got a tough matchup. You know, he's playing against the Eagles defense. The Eagles defense has been fantastic. You know, they really have come together. That cornerback Mitchell's for real.
Yeah,
the first round pick from Toledo. He's been amazing. Shutdown corner. You know, he's probably going to be on Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua. So it's a tough matchup, but I still think Stafford could put up some points. I gotta be honest. I look for another guy out there, but I'm going to stick with Stafford just because he's got weapons.
Would you play Demarcus Robinson or Rashad Bateman? I was trying to decide between those two because I thought, like what you just said, is that Puka and Kupp might get a lot of attention, and Robinson.
Yeah, I would pay Robinson. And you know, I think the Chargers and Ravens is going to be low scoring. I don't know. You know, what was the last game the Chargers played? Was what, 18-15 or something like that?
I don't think the Chargers have given up 20 points the whole season.
The game before they played the Bengals. It was a high scoring game, but Bengals defense is not good. But the week before that, it was like an 18-15 game for the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't think they've given up 20 the whole year. I don't think anyone scored 20 against the Chargers.
The Bengals put up 27 last week.
Oh, just in that last one, yeah.
In that last game, 24-27, something like that. I don't remember what the score was, but
yeah, you're right. That was the first time, though.
Yep, first time. All right, we got Adams sits.
Yeah, I'm worried about Chuba today. I know he's been really good and consistent this year, but this is about as bad of a matchup as it gets. I expect him to be trailing early on and not be able to just keep handing it off to him. So I think Chuba is a sit this week. Hopefully you've got a better option. Sam Darnold, I think he's going to turn it over versus Chicago. Not saying Chicago is going to win necessarily, but I think they're a good defense to play, and Sam Darnold is going to turn it over at some point in that game. Might be able to get a pick six or something there. And then Deebo Samuel, I'm sitting him myself. He's just been bad for a few weeks. They haven't really been using him as much. I think he's been the usual banged up a little bit, and they kind of always understate how dinged up he actually is. So I'm willing to just take it where he's going to have a good game on my bench right now. I can't risk 4 points from Deebo again this week. And Green Bay's not a bad defense, and they got a backup quarterback.
Good defense, yep. I think Brandon Allen is a 9-year veteran. I really liked him coming out of college. Man.
Was he the one that played for Washington and stuff?
Yep, played for Washington. He's bounced around the league, was on the Rams. He was a quarterback. I think he was at Missouri.
Yeah.
A good quarterback from Missouri. I know Bellissimo liked him coming out of college. I liked him too. I thought he's got a hell. It reminds me a lot of Brett Favre, you know, kind of similar body type and similar arm. Right. He's a gunslinger. You know, I think I got to feel the 49ers are going to be fine with him. You know, he's had a full week of practice. He's a 9-year veteran.
I mean, that's the thing, like, with no disrespect to Brock Purdy, because he's a great player, but it's like he doesn't do anything outstanding that other guys can't do. He's just really smart. He's just a really smart player. So
he's more athletic than you think, though. He can surprise you with his escapability, his movement in the pocket. He'll scramble a little bit. But overall, it's his thinking that's quarterback. You know, he's good quarterback. And then I'm probably wrong about this, but Tony Pollard versus the tough Texans defense, and I got Tucker Kraft too versus the 49ers.
Yeah, I don't. The only time I even remember Tucker Kraft getting targeted last week was that interception that Love threw over his head.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't even remember him catching the ball or getting any targets. But
he has totally disappeared, man. He might be droppable.
Packers tight ends are always that way. The Packers never have a consistent tight end. There was that one year where Tunyon caught 10 touchdowns, but that was all he did.
That was the last time.
Yeah, and that was
before
all he
that.
did.
Man, they haven't had a good tight end since Mark Chimura or Keith. What's that guy's Keith Johnson?
The 1 year they had Jermichael Finley, and he tore the Bears up that whole season. He scored like 5 touchdowns versus the Bears that year. There was a 3-touchdown game on a primetime, I remember, that just destroyed the Bears. I was like, oh.
I'm going Goff here.
Lamar, Goff, or Stafford.
It's hard to sit Lamar.
Man, I can't.
Goff has been so efficient.
Yeah, I know.
He's just
I can't bench Lamar, though.
I know.
But, I mean, I don't know. You're starting to make me think that might be a lower scoring game than I expect on Monday night. So, Goff's probably the easiest safe option.
Ravens only put up – what was that score the Ravens Ravens Steelers was like 18-16.
Yeah, that's true.
I know it's the Steelers defense, but I mean, do you put the Chargers in the same class as the Steelers defense?
I think I would. I mean, they're playing the same.
Too.
Yeah, they're playing at the same level, if not better, honestly. So
I know.
And Chargers have been without Khalil Mack. I know that last game at least.
The Chargers are at home, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's tough. I mean, I know Goff is on the road too. It's indoors on the track though.
Yeah, Goff indoors is good.
Goff is good in the dome.
I'll take Goff. I guess you talked me into it.
I think Goff too, but I mean, look, the Colts defense is better than people think. You know?
Yeah.
And Stafford's got that tough matchup against the Eagles. I still think that Stafford is going to put the ball up 40 times in that game. That's what worries me, you know. But I think I go with Goff in this. Look, I mean, he's put up 50 points past the past 3 weeks. You know.
Yeah, I know it's hard to start Goff over Lamar, but you know it's about the matchups, and I think you got to Goff. It's so easy for the Lions right now.
Is Lamar Monday night?
Yeah.
I mean, Monday night, a lot of fireworks and stuff. That'll be a big show. But would you hate going into Monday night and Goff has hung like 50 points on the Colts?
Yeah. That's just go ahead and play Goff today and get it out of the way.
Yeah. It's a tough call, though. Hopefully we get some more questions. Let's get to some prop plays. Why not, right?
Yeah. My favorites today, man, are that Achane, Robinson, and Connor over rushing yards.
So I got Brian Robinson over 74.5 versus the Cowboys. Like that one. It's a lot of yards, but I think Robinson gets there, especially with the injury to Jaden Daniels' ribs. Devon Achane over 66.5 rush yards versus the Patriots. Like you said, the Patriots not the best run defense. And then I think this is automatic. Justin Jefferson over 5.5 catches. He averages 8 against the Bears. He's hit 5 catches in 8 of his last 8. So all he needs is 6 today versus the Bears. I'm all in on this. This is actually one I played. I expect this one to pay off. I know the bookmakers set it at 5.5 for a reason, but we'll see. I mean, Justin Jefferson historically has killed the Bears. Like 8 catches for 150 yards every time, 100 to 150. So, let's see. Might take a look at, let's see. What do we got here? What are you thinking? I kind of like James Worthy today. Might take a flyer on his prop. It's
Worthy.
Yeah. 33.5 yards.
Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. What's Kareem Hunt at today, man? Isaiah Pacheco's not playing. Hunt touchdown, I think, is a good one.
I think so, too.
Hunt guaranteed touchdown, I'd say.
Hunt. Let's see. Is that an early game or a late game? It's an early game, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
It is early. Hunt. I see Hunt also. He also catches the ball. You know. So over 78.5 rushing yards. That is a lot, man. I don't know. I might go under in that one.
I'd look for him anytime touchdown on that.
Anytime touchdown sounds good to me too. Got any questions here? All right, Hawkinson or Laporta?
Well, Hawkinson.
I think so too. If we're looking for matchups, Laporta's against the Colts. Colts are actually worse than the Bears against the tight end.
Laporta has been hurt so much by Jameson Williams being out there this year. It is insane. Yeah,
the Colts are terrible. You know, they're bottom 5, bottom 6 against the tight end though. So has Laporta done anything though this year?
No, that's what I'm saying. He has been hurt so bad by Jameson Williams playing this year.
Yeah,
that it's like when they both play, Laporta does nothing. Like he has like 2 big plays on the whole season.
Yep. So here's the thing. Josh Oliver is injured for the Vikings, and Hawkinson will be getting all the play pretty much. So I think
how many times do you see the Bears get killed by tight ends?
I think I'd go a Hawkinson here.
Anytime the Bears need a stop, the tight end kills them.
Yep. Yeah.
Tight ends that's happened for 40 years.
Tight ends has been open a lot.
Yeah.
But
40 years of being open in my life.
this season, though, I mean, the Colts are bad against the tight end, though. I got to say, they're giving up about 15 fantasy points to the tight end this season. The Bears are giving up about 10 or 11. But the thing is that Hawkinson's sitting pretty with Josh Oliver injured. You know, you're going to see Hawkinson and Johnny Munt.
Yeah.
So,
I'm playing Hawkinson for sure on that one.
Aaron Jones or Sutton?
Sutton.
Same here, Sutton for me. Geno, Tua, or Donald? Definitely not Darnold. So for me, it's either Tua or Geno. I'll take Tua. Yeah, although I think Geno and Tua probably score around the same, you know?
Yeah, I think it's pretty close. I'll take Tua. I like the weapons better.
Yeah. I think, like I said, I think Tyreek Hill has a big day today. Murray
the reason he hasn't hit those big 80-yarders because they're not letting Tua stand back there and take hits. They're getting the ball out of his hand quick right now. They're throwing short passes and letting him run with it. So, you know, that Tyreek can do that just as easily. So, but I think it's going to be more of him running for the yards rather than getting them in the air.
Yep. Murray or Stafford. I'm going to go Murray in this one.
Absolutely easy call on that one for me.
Like the Cardinals and Seahawks have one of the highest totals on the board, so that means the bookmakers.
Stafford's tough defense. It has to come all with his arm. Murray, you got the dual threat versus a much easier matchup.
Hunt or Dobbins? For me, it's Hunt.
Hunt on this one, yeah.
The reason Hunt, I mean, look, we saw what the bookmakers have his yardage set at 78.5.
And this could be the last time you're able to play Hunt.
This last time you're able to play, and then the Panthers defense is garbage. Although, what was the last game they played? They played somebody really tough. I had a Viking play.
The Panthers?
The Panthers shut down the run against one
almost
team.
Beat somebody last week. I can't remember who it was, but it was a close game, yeah.
Let's see the freaking Panthers. God, they're horrible, but they almost
yeah, they played a good game for somebody.
It was the Giants. They won 20-17.
Was it Denver?
They played the Saints. Yeah, they played the Broncos too. The last three games have been Giants, Saints, and Broncos going backwards. Versus the Broncos. They allowed only 102 yards rushing. Javonte only had 17 for 44 in that game. And then what was last week? They played the Giants.
The Giants.
And Tyrone Tracy put up 18 for 103 and a touchdown last week. Or last game. I don't know if it was last week, but the Saints, they won 23-22. And then the Saints fucking blew out somebody the other day, right? Yeah, before when they played the Saints, Alvin Kamara had 155 yards.
Right.
So it was just when they played the Broncos, they shut the Broncos down. It was weird.
Man, did you see that kid from Kansas yesterday against Colorado?
He hit Shador in the knees.
Oh, no, the running back, for Kansas.
Oh, okay. I didn't see him.
Yeah, no, there was that dirty play as well. No, that Kansas running back, man, had 205 rushing yards and 80 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. And
damn.
Yeah, he was like almost 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Just destroyed
usually,
Colorado.
Boise State is the running back, you know?
That Jaunty kid.
Ashton Jaunty,
yeah.
Kansas Jayhawk.
Well, I got to get ready to go to work, buddy.
My man. All right, I'm out of here too. I got raking to do, Bears football to watch.
Thank you for all the questions, everybody.
Yep. We are out of here. All right, buddy.
See you, Tooch. Have a great day, bud.
You too. Good luck today.
All right, you too.